paramotoring? A recreational sport very similar to paragliding, where people soar through the air using both the wind and a motor to drift through the skies. Here is a clip of someone paramotoring.
The predator! I kicked an owl's butt! I wanted to kick his butt. Dude, was that wicked? I just kicked that owl in the backside.
Did you kick him twice?
There, now do you believe I kicked a hawk's butt? Where the heck did he go?
I don't know.
He vanished.
This man is Schanze, better known as Super Dell. And yes, in that clip, he kicked an owl for no reason, like at all. Super Dell is a Utahn known for his very public antics that have been going on for around 20 years. The first things I can find on Dell is in around the early 2000s, although it seems his beginnings are around 1996 with the creation of his computer store, Totally Awesome Computers. That is the actual name, by the way, that's not just a sarcastic joke. Through the years, this brand spread across Utah through additional stores, with them eventually totaling up to 9, as well as people knowing of Dell through Totally Awesome Guns and Totally Awesome Flying Sports. So, how did so many people know about Dell? Well, his advertisements were very prolific throughout Utah. These adverts weren't exactly the most politically correct, and I probably can't even show the advert because Susan may attack me. So here's a very, very brief clip of his, let's say, unorthodox voice.
Hey, this is Super Dell at Totally Awesome Computers! Freak! Marriage? What next? Schizophrenics marrying themselves? I guess. I'm sorry, if you think you're a Tinkerbell, you might want to get yourself fixed. Whoa. Come on in and buy a computer, I'll give you $100 off. You'll need it for a psychological evaluation. Okay. I don't know if I can finish this commercial. I think they're going to kick this one off the air. Come to Totally Awesome Computers where we're straight. We got the straight up deal.
Not too pleasant, is it? These adverts, as I said, weren't politically correct and would attack people such as Native Americans and homosexuals. The people of Utah were obviously not happy with Dell, having to listen to his strange voice as well as the attacks on different groups, and as a result of this, some people made a website called superdellsucks.com. This is a bit of a weird accomplishment because, honestly, how many people have or have had a website dedicated just to disliking them? This website stated why Dell sucks and had a store, as well as a page just to talk about their dislike of him. This page doesn't really feature anything too interesting though, although it does seem like Dell himself came on it, as well as possibly making fake accounts. Although there are just a couple things extra that I would like to bring up from this page. The first thing doesn't actually matter, and it's just that I stumbled across it and found it really funny. It's a supposed message from Hillary Clinton stating, "The Senate is currently undergoing investigation into Mr. Schanze's claim that his guarantee is the best on earth." I would also like to add, on a personal note, I did not have patience with that man, Super Dell Schanze. This next thing is possibly much more substantial, as Jeff states that Dell has 2 felonies and 4 misdemeanors. This will be added to later, although I cannot actually verify this claim, so I take it with a very heavy grain of salt because I've not heard it said anywhere else. Although one crime I can verify is around May 2005, where Dell being Dell decided to drive at 50 miles per hour in a 25 mile per hour residential street, angering the residents. These people then decided to get angry at Dell, which is justified. In reaction to this, for some reason Dell pulled out a Yes, Dell tried to frame himself as the victim in this. Dell was then charged with both reckless driving and threatening with a weapon, something Dell was outraged at. This continued until the middle of 2006, where Dell defended his actions, stating, "If I had not had a the odds are very likely that a physical confrontation would have happened. There would have been a fight, they would have attacked me, and since I am a black belt, I probably would have had two of them with my bare hands. But instead I had a gun, so no harm happened. Why would you say that in court? Anyway, Dell was acquitted for brandishing his handgun, but faced problems for lying to the police and was given probation and a fine. Around this time, Dell made friends with another similar Utah-based computer salesman, Dan the Laptop Man Young, founder and CEO of PC Laptops. He is also known for his wacky adverts, although not on a level of offensiveness as Dell.
Greetings, Dan the Laptop Man here. All PC laptops, desktop computers come with a lifetime parts and labor warranty. That way if your computer blows up in 100 years, you're covered.
Dan possibly also made an appearance on the SUPERDELL Sucks website, although he seems to just take any insults in his stride and isn't too interesting. Dan is still doing well for himself, still remaining the CEO of PC Laptops, which is still running to this day, unlike totally awesome computers. Let's just say 2006 wasn't a great year for Dell. As I stated earlier, he appeared in court and was punished. However, before this, in around March, Totally Awesome Computers closed down. The Salt Lake Tribune attributes this to dismal sales, mounting legal problems, and an IRS inquiry. Although Dell himself decided to blame the media, calling all the media in Utah liars and murderers, as well as agents of Satan that need to repent. Later, around June, Dell had to yet again appear in court, this time due to disrupting traffic due to paragliding, although was only faced with a fine, and apparently a supporter paid this fine for Dell, which is strange. This wasn't the first issue his hobby produced, and neither would it be the last. In 2003, he crashed his paraglider, possibly due to being reckless with the speed of the wind. As I showed in the introduction, Dell kicked an owl for purely sadistic reasons, and when pressed as to why he did this, he completely denied it was him, even though it very clearly was, as you can tell by his voice, as it is very annoying, distinctive. Kicking this owl obviously made people very angry at him, specifically those who enjoyed the hobby of paragliding, who knew of Dell's constant shenanigans. Again, these would not be the last things he did. He once paraglided close to a boat, as well as being arrested for jumping off the Astoria column. However, the worst thing that has occurred with Dell's paragliding is with a man called Henry Home. Henry was a student paraglider following the tutorage of Dell. However, on one occasion of them paragliding, Henry crashed into a pile of rocks. After this, many other instructors rightly condemned Dell and called him reckless. Now, what was Dell's response, do you think? Do you think he apologised for causing a death? You know the theme of my videos, of course he didn't. He was quoted saying, "It was a fluke thing," and that I couldn't have done anything more. I'm the best instructor and the leader of the biggest paragliding school in the world. Very, very respectful, Dell. On a lighter note, Dell tried his hand in politics. In 2008, he tried to run for the governor of Utah, trying to run under the Republican Party. Although, as anyone who looks at him for more than 5 minutes did the only rational thing and rejected him, making him run under the Libertarians. While running, he stated that he was the only real American, calling the Republican candidate, John Huntsman Jr., the Antichrist socialist, and promises that cars will run on water.
No, it's a car. Only you put water in the gas tank instead of gas. And it runs on water, man!
Dell, unsurprisingly, did not win. Not even close. However, something that is surprising is that he got 24,820 votes, so take what you want from that. Here is a funny clip from Dell during this 2008 run.
And how much craziness have you found so far?
Well, a bit. Hey! Whoa, sorry. Speaking of crazy, here is the epitome of crazy in the state of Utah.
How's it going, man?
Great.
Not crazy, American. American is not crazy.
So tell us how it's going today.
Fantastic. Almost 100% of the people that I have talked to are supporting me for governor. Nobody wants to vote for Johnny Jr.
Let's make it official. I am not.
You're not?
No,
You want the liberal Johnny Jr.?
You know what? I can think of about 6 billion people on the earth I would vote for before you.
Okay.
So, but I'm glad we got that settled.
In 2010, he attempted this again, running for the Republicans this time, although failed, gaining around 13 votes in a nominating convention. The final time he's run so far is the 2016 elections, again for governor. This time he ran for the Independent American Party, and this time got 15,912 votes. Despite all this craziness over the past few years, everything surrounding Dell seems to have calmed down, with him seemingly sticking to just paragliding on his YouTube channel. He doesn't seem to have any more outbursts, as well as not really attempting any more political runs. To end this off, I just want to quote a statement from Dell himself, which he said, "I think I am a superhero, and I love me, and I think I'm great."